everywhere. So if they don't claim a space in their home, how can they? What type of deduction can they get if they are just everywhere, like using Wi-Fi somewhere? They go to a hotel.
Yeah, they can use. They can. If they spend Wi-Fi, they use. Any kind of expenses that's associated with their business. The Wi-Fi, the computer, the laptop, any kind of printers, ink, anything, those are all deductible expenses, anything that you use for your business.
But what about if you have a main telephone that you use for business, mostly and every once in a while for personal calls?
Well, then you just have to prorate it and put a percentage of amount that you use it for business.
Mm-hmm. And what about,
I use this for 50% business and 50% personal, then you can deduct 50% there.
What about for healthcare expenses or medical, or other stuff for insurances?
It depends. If you got the health and medical expenses from your business, then everything run through your business. But if this is a regular medical health insurance that you got from your wife from her job, then that should be personal.
Let me see now. What is the other question here? Okay, so according to this individual, if she is late in filing for income tax and applies for an extension, how long is the extension given?
If it's late in filing taxes?
Yeah, I mean, how late can one, let's say if it's already, past deadline, but then files for an extension, when is the extension given?
For LLC and corporations, September, and for personal, it's October.
Oh, by the way, if they had just started their business structure this year, for example, let's say somebody starts their business, let's say in March or maybe just 2 months ago, do they have to file immediately their income tax return this April?
No, that's for next year. That's for the 2017. Right now, we're filing for 2016.
I see. And one mentions that she put a cut off December 31st. What is that about? It says cut off December 31st, meaning
that's probably the calendar year of the business operations.
I see.
So any cutoff from if you're in a calendar year, which is probably mostly for the simple operation, the mom and pop business, is a calendar year from January 1st to December 31.
So those are the things that you have to file for the next year.
For next year, yeah, all your expenses from January 1st, 2017 to December 31, 2017, that's going to be due in April of 2018.
And by the way,
about your business, it's March 2018, so they're a month before.
What about donations, Rod? I mean, are those also deductible?
Usually donations are deductible through your personal income tax return. I mean, they're limited in your business tax return, but most are deducted under your personal income tax return.
Another question. All right. So a group of people had put up their business and then would like to know whether they have to enter into a contract with another group of people who would do a project together. They would do a project together, but can they enter into a contract between the two groups? Is it better to do that way, or just have that main group do whatever project they have, and then they just fall into like one of the people that will be paid for their services?
Well, it depends on what the purpose is. They can do either way. They can do a contract where they get paid. Both of them get paid for the income, or one can just go ahead and contract out the event. He gets paid, and then he pays the other person, and then at the end of the year, he gets the 1099 from the event, and he will give 1099 to the other person.
That's the reason why, for me, that's not my field actually. Rod is a financial consultant. We're talking to him, just listening to him is just. But anyway, this is something very interesting. The other question was that let me see now. There's just so many things involved in finances. Oh, you were saying about legal assistance in the beginning. You said that if they were to put up a structure, business structure, it's always best to have an accountant and a lawyer. What are the concerns that they would have to raise with the lawyer about their company?
Well, the CPA